What's up everyone, Hassan here, and I got let me turn this volume off. Got another Ranger vlog for you today. This is called Morphin Madness Meltdown. So, I know I just did a Ranger vlog the other day, and I know I said that I wouldn't be talking about Morphin Madness, but I just figured, you know what, I might as well just get my opinion out there, because I think, as far as I've seen, my opinion seems to be kind of different than a lot of people. Mainly because my opinion is more like of a, I'm really over Morphin Madness. You know, that's kind of my big opinion right now. I think everybody's sort of getting heated and getting too involved in everything, and it's I don't know, it's just kind of a bit too much. So I just wanted to get my thoughts on it. So real quick, for those that don't know, Morphin Madness is the contest where you can, you go to morphinmadness.com, you vote for, there's a ranger against a ranger, you vote for which one of the two you want to win, and every few days it'll go to the next round and the next round until eventually we end up with 5 rangers who will then be turned into special ranger keys, which will be sold alongside a gold legendary morpher for the contest winner. So every time, like whenever you vote, if you vote for the whole round, you're entered to win in the sweepstakes. And maybe they'll sell that set elsewhere later on, who knows. But that is basically the purpose of Morphin Madness. It is a contest, first and foremost, and you got a ranger against a ranger, and you can vote for your favorite to eventually be turned into a key, a little prize, and it's just a fun little thing. And it's kind of been taken to a whole nother level, especially because of the Green Ranger himself, Jason David Frank, who played Tommy the Green Ranger. He's gotten a lot of fans riled up. So basically, what has happened is, obviously, you know, Tommy is really popular. Mighty Morphin, Green Ranger, White Ranger, Red Zeo Ranger, Dino Thunder Black Ranger. I mean, he's always been around. He came back for Dino Thunder. He'll be back in the Legendary Battle Super Mega Force. He's kind of always been around. And so he already was kind of set to pretty much win. You know, I say win, but you don't really win anything by a Ranger beating, I guess, another one. But I mean, what I mean is, like, it's pretty much set that at least one of the 5 will be one of the Rangers that Jason David Frank, JDF, I'll just say JDF now, one of the Rangers that JDF played. But what JDF did, for the first round or so, he didn't mention the contest at all. Then I guess suddenly he heard of the contest, so he encouraged all of his followers to vote. So that is kind of when things really started, because there's been mixed criticism of JDF here and there, but then once he kind of started promoting it, people were like, oh great, you know, now he's promoting the contest, now we're screwed, none of the other Rangers are going to win, and so people were kind of annoyed. And then he starts really promoting it, like he's posting and posting and posting, and he did a few things that have gotten some people upset. He called... Well, at first he said the contest was rigged, and then he said that anybody that didn't vote for him was a hater, and then he started saying that if people voted for him all day, he'd give them autographs, and then he told people how they can clear the cookies and the internet cache and basically refresh the website so that they can vote again. So he's kind of, you know, going around the system, kind of cheating the system a bit. And he kind of did all those things, and a lot of people are upset. A lot of people are really not happy with JDF. And I wanted to give my point of view, because I think my point of view is different than a lot of people. But first and foremost, I want to say that I am in no way singling any person out for their thoughts and opinions. I'm going to talk about people that are against JDF right now, people that are for JDF right now, but I'm going to talk about them in groups. I'm in no way referring to any specific person at all. So if you think I'm inferring, you know, talking about a specific person, you're wrong, because I don't have any specific person in mind. My entire timeline is just a mass of certain tweets, so I'm not picking out any certain person. I'm talking about people in general. And I will also say, I'll just state briefly, my opinion is that I am not for JDF. I don't promote what he's doing. I'm not, you know, happy completely with what he's doing. But at the same time, I'm not hating on him at all. I'm not, like, against the guy at all. Honestly, I'm more just completely over this entire contest. I think this contest people are taking way too seriously, and I think people should chill out, honestly. Here's my stance on JDF. I think that a lot of people already had this level of hatred for him, or at least this some sort of a dislike. And I think that when he first started promoting the contest, people already started flipping out. And I think the fact that people were already angry at him before he even did anything worth getting angry over is kind of like people already started ready to fight, you know? And I think that kind of really escalated things a lot. And I think that I can agree with people in that he has done some annoying stuff in the fact that the autographs for people that have been voting for him all day, clearing the cookies on the website and being able to vote again. He's kind of doing a bit much, and I am annoyed by that too. I am, but I don't see that as any reason to hate the guy, because I don't think he's doing anything out of hate. I think he has decent intentions, I guess. No bad intentions. Let's put it that way. I wouldn't say he has good intentions. I think a lot of his intentions, part of it is, he's always been engaged with the fan base, so he always wants to promote, that, I guess. But he also likes to promote, himself too. He does kind of have a big ego, but that's not anything to criticize a guy over. I mean, he's not hurting anybody by having a big ego. And I think that his personality is kind of, he's always posting pictures, always on Twitter, like he's just always engaging with the fans, good or bad. He's just very involved there with the fandom. So the second he starts promoting anything, obviously he's going to have a lot of people behind it. But that is not to say he's not just promoting himself. I saw him post something about Jason Font, Time Force Red. And, he's mentioned other Rangers in the past that he was upset that they didn't win the rounds or whatever. I think Billy and Kimberly and stuff. So he's just kind of really into this contest. And I think that people are really taking a lot of his comments really seriously. But I think that the biggest thing about JDF, I haven't met the guy personally. Everybody that I know that has met him has said that he is a really nice guy. So I haven't met him, but everybody that I know that's met him has said he's a really nice guy. So take that for what you want. But basically, everybody is taking a lot of what he's saying seriously. But from what I've seen of JDF, I don't think he takes himself that seriously, honestly. He kind of, or rather, I'll put it this way. I think he takes himself kind of seriously, but then he just takes life in general not that seriously. In that he's always, people have said that have worked with him on the show that he's a prankster. And you see him in interviews and on panels and stuff. He's always joking around, messing with the other people there as well. But at the end of the day, it's always seemed like it's been in good taste. He never seemed like he did anything in a negative way. And so his comments about, at first when he was talking about the thing being rigged, I don't honestly think the guy thought it was rigged. And I mean, if he did, then okay, that's kind of weird. But honestly, it seems to me like it was more like, how am I losing? Because this guy, he knows, and it is kind of true that he is one of the main, popular Power Rangers out there. So the fact that he wasn't winning, I think what he meant by rigged was like, he was kind of just taken by surprise. I don't think he actually meant, this is rigged, screw this. Like, I don't think he was actually upset by it. I think he was just probably surprised by it. And then his comment about the people that didn't vote for him that are haters, I don't honestly think he means that. And it didn't seem like he did, because from what people have told me that have met him, again, I'm going by people that have actually met him. They say he's the nicest guy. I don't think he would go to, if I went up to JDF, and I told him that, we were having a decent conversation, I wouldn't be rude about it, but if I told him, hey, I didn't vote for him in Morphin Madness, if the topic came up, I don't think he would be like, screw you, I think he would be like, I think he'd mess with me like, what? Oh, you didn't vote for me? You're not getting, an autograph or a picture with me or whatever. But then at the end of the day, he probably would. I think it's more along the lines of he's just having fun with it, I think, and it's another opportunity for him to engage with his fans and get his name out there, which he likes to do a lot, good or bad, you know, he does that. So I really don't think he meant anything bad by the stuff that he said, honestly. Now, I do agree that he is getting annoying to the point of having, you know, kind of almost cheating the system a bit. But at the same time, it's a contest that doesn't really even matter. It's for these keys that most people aren't going to get. And it's really just for fun. Like, why would you go and hate on this guy just for this little contest? Like, why waste your energy with that? That's what I just don't understand. I mean, I can understand if you're annoyed by it. I am too, but I'm not gonna go and just, I don't know, just complain constantly about it. I think JDF is just having a good time with what he's doing, and I don't see him harming anybody by that. You know, he has fun with stuff. I think he is some of the stuff he says is funny too, like the whole "yeah putty," you know. I think that's funny, but at the same time, I think a lot of people are there's a line there, you know, between the comments I've seen with people that are annoyed by him and people that are really hating on him, and I think there's been a lot of people. Like a lot of going into the hate side of things, especially after, I guess today when JDF started to do the whole, I guess cheating thing, if you want to call it that. It's, you know, it's kind of not really a big deal, honestly. And I sort of equate it to this. Let me give you guys this example, all right? Let's say Saban Brands, and this would never happen, I'm sure, but let's say Saban Brands, you know, a new season of Power Rangers coming, and they were telling us, if Saban Brands had a poll up, right? They had a little poll up saying that there's two Rangers, right? You can either pick from Jen, Pink Time Force Ranger, or Kevin, all right? Blue Samurai Ranger. And Saban Brands said the winner of this poll, after a week of voting, is that Ranger will be brought back on the show for a special episode. So that'd be, you know, a pretty big deal. It's kind of a big poll, almost a contest in that we don't win anything necessarily. It's, you know, it's just the Ranger would come back on the show. Almost like Morphin Madness. Most people aren't going to win. It's just for fun. So let's say they had that going, right? And let's say that by somehow, you know, we're halfway into the week and Kevin is winning by a decent amount. It seems like a lot of people want Kevin to return. I don't know why that would be the case, but it seems like, you know, that's what's happening. And, you know, maybe there's a lot of kids that grew up with Samurai. They're going online and voting. Who knows? Whatever the reason. Let's say that now it was time for Ranger Nation to make their decision, and we really want Jen to come back because she was great. She's one of my favorite Power Rangers, right? And it would be awesome to see her back. Now, let's say people found out that they could do the similar thing with the Morphin Madness thing. You could clear your cookies, clear cache on your browser, and vote again and again and again and again. And people started campaigns to do all this. The question is, would you do it? You know, would you find a way to keep voting and voting and voting so you could influence the vote to get Jen to return on Power Rangers versus Kevin? I think the answer that most people would say is yes. Personally, I would too. Good or bad, you can call me, you know, a cheater for that or whatever, but if I had the opportunity to have Jen, Pink Time Force Ranger, one of my favorite Rangers ever, back on the show versus Kevin from Samurai, I'm going to find a way to get Jen back on the show. And I think a lot of people would as well. All right, now let's compare this to Morphin Madness. Okay, you have JDF encouraging his fans to vote for himself, and there's other Rangers out there that people can vote for. And other people they're not campaigning like JDF, but they're posting a picture on Instagram saying, hey, vote for me, or whatever. But I think people are really hating on JDF, saying like that he is encouraging this kind of cheating. But let's be real here. If Saban Brands had that kind of a contest that I mentioned, people would find a way to vote for Jen and really try and influence the vote. They'd have their campaigns online. They would really encourage people to vote. I guess they wouldn't be giving away free autographs. Okay, you know, they wouldn't do that. But at least people would find a way. And if there was a trick on your web browser to allow you to keep voting and voting, I think a lot of people would do that so they could get Jen back on the show. Myself included. I mean, let's be real. So I think that some people I don't want to call people like like hypocrites. I think that that's rude, and that's not what I mean. But what I'm trying to say is, I think a lot of people are really taking this stuff way too seriously, because JDF is just, he's doing something for fun. He wants to win it. Okay, you know, that's his deal. He wants to win, go for it. I mean, that's his opinion, you know, that's his choice. And I don't see why we should hate him for that. We can be annoyed by his methods. Maybe, yeah, he's making it really difficult for other Rangers to, you know, to win, but that's not to say the other Rangers can't promote themselves either, you know? They can do the same thing. So it's just a matter of, I can understand people's like annoyance, towards JDF, but I think that there's a lot of hate there, you know, and I think there's a lot of people that I've seen that I just think really should calm down, honestly. It's just a little fun contest. I think people are taking it way too seriously. If there's anybody that deserves hate, that's not to say, you know, so I don't want people, I'm sure I'm going to get those comments, people saying I'm completely defending JDF. I'm not trying to defend anybody. My personality is that I just try and give people the benefit of the doubt. And I have not seen anything personally that JDF has done to make me hate the guy. He's done actually a lot for the show. Like he's come back on the show. He's really promoted it a lot too. He still does. And I think he's done a lot for the show. And he's from what people have said when they met him, he's a really nice guy. So I can't hate on the guy personally. I really can't. I can be annoyed by some of the stuff he does, but there's a fine line there, and I think a lot of people are crossing that and getting into the hatred territory. And that's kind of the main reason why I want to do the video, to get people to hopefully realize that, so that people can kind of calm down, I guess. You know, if there's anybody to hate, you know, so that's not to say, again, I'm not trying to defend JDF completely. If somebody did something hateful, I would completely hate them. I have no problems with hating one of the cast members on the show. I'll give you a great example. Samuel Benta, all right? Black Overdrive Ranger, Operation Overdrive, from Power Morphicon. He stole, there was some banner that I guess the cast member signed, and it was supposed to go to, what, a charity or something, and he stole it. Now that is just, that's despicable. I mean, this is something that's not meant for you. It was, you know, for a specific purpose, like a charity or whatever, and you take that, that is something that deserves hatred. I can completely understand people hating Samuel Benta. I am completely right there with you. But I don't think JDF has done anything like that. In fact, he's tried to do a lot for the show. He's always posting behind-the-scenes pictures. Actually, a lot of the pictures of the legendary battle that we have, a lot of the information about it that we have, comes from JDF. And his whole My Morphin Life thing that he does, I'm sure a lot of people, I've seen comments, people don't find it that interesting. Okay, great, don't watch. But when he does do an episode on Super Mega Force, I'm sure people are going to watch. And it's like, come on, you know, you're going to criticize everything that doesn't apply to you. Like this guy, he's putting out stuff that he wants to put out. If people are watching it, people are watching it. Leave them be. That's not to say, though, you know, and then I see the comments about people saying that JDF's fans are very cruel. Okay, I don't think that's fair to generalize everybody. I think that, yes, there are fans that are really cruel, but there are also haters that are really cruel. There are just people in general that are really cruel. But I don't think it's fair to group everybody together. You know, people are seeing his comments on his Instagram or his Facebook page, you know, that are saying terrible things about other Rangers and this and that. Why are you hating JDF for that? He didn't spawn those people. He didn't create those people. Those people just exist on their own, and he can't help it if they're his fans. I mean, he's promoted Jason Font as well. He's promoted the other Rangers. I mean, that's nothing he can do. Hate those people that make the comments, not JDF. And what I'm sort of getting at with all of this is, in the whole Ranger Nation, in this fandom, I've noticed a lot of, there can be a lot of criticism, a lot of negativity, and it comes from people, I think, being too quick to jump to stuff. I think people in the fandom in general are ready to fight. You know, I think everybody wants to be a Power Ranger or something. Everybody's ready to fight. And I think people need to sort of, you know, step back, put their fists down, and take a look at the situation, whatever the situation is, and calm down sometimes. It's just one of those things that, like, the other day, a couple of days ago or something, on a certain forum, there's a poster there that started calling out Umesh from Ranger Crew and was criticizing him and stuff. And I mean, this is the type of stuff, it's bullying. It's straight up bullying. And I called him out for it. I said, don't do that. That's not cool. And eventually he was banned from that topic. But it's one of those things. It's like, this is one of the comments I made was that the show that we watch, Power Rangers, teaches us all to get along, and it teaches us all to promote that kind of unity. And there's episodes of the show where the Power Rangers, the villains, let's say one of the villains is about to, I'm imagining this clip in my head, there's one episode of Jungle Fury, one of the villains is about to fall off a cliff, and Casey grabs him and saves him. Like, one of the Power Rangers saved one of the villains' lives. And in some cases in the show, the villain has then turned out to help the Ranger in some way. Not always, but it's one of those things that's like, we should be learning stuff from the show that we watch. I mean, the show is geared towards kids, but the lessons that they teach are lifelong lessons. And I think the lesson that we should be learning from the show is that we should try and give people the benefit of the doubt sometimes and really focus on the positive aspects of things, not the negative aspects. Now, obviously, if eventually the negativity outshines that, sure. But, give people the benefit of the doubt. Sometimes, I'll post a comment or something and people will take it away on the internet that I completely didn't intend. It's the internet. Sometimes you say things and just the way that you want to say it doesn't translate to text. That's why I'm doing this Ranger vlog, because I couldn't tweet out my thoughts like this. I know this is a long vlog, but I have to speak my mind. I can't type it all out. It wouldn't make sense. And I think that sometimes, the stuff JDF posted about the haters or whatever, I don't think he was actually calling everybody that didn't vote for him a hater. I think he was just messing around. I think that people, on the internet, you see this text and it's so concrete, so people have to add their own thoughts to it, I guess, if you will. But when you're speaking, you can see somebody's body language. You can kind of get their sense of what they're trying to express, but you don't get that in text. And I think that a lot of people are, and I'll apply this not to JDF, but to everything in general. People take comments that other people post, and they take it way too literally, they take it way too seriously, and then things just spiral out of control from there. One thing after another after another. And that's what causes a lot of arguments and a lot of resentment and stuff in the fandom. And I think that the Power Rangers fandom is great. I've met a lot of people that are great friends online, and I love it, seriously. Like, the Power Rangers fandom is awesome. I'm always on Twitter trying to talk to the fans, my fellow fans and everything, and it is great. But I think that the people that I talk to are the ones that kind of understand that. The people that they're more down to earth and we're able to actually reason with things. But not everybody is like that. And I think that if more people tried to recognize that, if more people tried to understand each other, I think that things would be a much better place. I mean, like, seriously, Morphin Madness, it'll be over in a couple days, couple weeks, whenever, and then what? Like, I mean, all this is for nothing. It's a little contest, It's really, it's one of those things that, like, I can understand people's annoyance with JDF, but what I got more annoyed by is I go on Twitter and I'm like, I'm at work all day, then I'm like, all right, let's catch up on Twitter. I'm scrolling through my timeline. It's, oh my God, JDF said this. Oh my God, he did this. Why did he do this? Oh my gosh, this, that. It's like JDF this, JDF that. It's constant, like, what is he doing this? Okay, if you don't like the guy, stop following him. Unfollow him on Twitter. Unfollow him on Instagram. I mean, like, you don't have to follow what he's doing. And people are letting it get to themselves too much. And I know I'm kind of guilty of that too, in a way, because I'm making this Ranger vlog about it. But it's what's more getting to me is the way that a lot of people are taking this stuff way too seriously. And I just wanted to post this video to hopefully let people recognize the fact that I think we should all just calm down, honestly. I mean, I can understand people's annoyances. I can see that. But at the same time, is it really worth hating him over that? I saw multiple people, so again, I'm not singling anybody out for it, but I saw multiple people say stuff like, I looked up to him when I was a child, and now this type of behavior is unacceptable. I don't fully understand that. I mean, I can understand that a little bit, maybe, like, but at the same time, what kind of behavior? I mean, he's out there trying to promote the show. He's trying to promote himself as the whatever ranger, Green Ranger, whoever's, he's trying to get the votes for. And yeah, okay, he's kind of cheating the system a bit, but is that anything, I mean, that, like, I don't know, to cause so much rage over? I mean, if anything, it makes you realize that he's a person. I mean, honestly, he's another person out there. And his personality is that he does have a big ego. I mean, let's be real. But is that any cause to hate him for it? I mean, he's always been that way. As far as I've known, JDF has always had an ego like that. But that's not necessarily, a bad thing. It's the way that you would actually, react to other people is kind of how you, if he was actually going up to somebody and telling them, to their face, like, you suck because you didn't vote for me or whatever. Like, that's when the guy's really showing hate. But at this point in time, he's not showing any hate at all. He's just being his usual self. So it's like, I just don't get it. I just don't get it personally. I mean, he's just his usual self, his whole putty, his whole random little quirks that he does and everything. I just don't understand all of the meltdowns, if you will, over Morphin Madness. It's just kind of too much for me. So that's kind of my little thoughts on it. Little thoughts. I went on for quite a while. Let me know in the comments below what you think about it. What you thought about Morphin Madness, this whole JDF thing or whatever. Are you over it like I'm over it? I don't know. To the people that want to vote for JDF, great. To the people that don't want to vote for JDF, great. Vote however you want to vote. Nobody's forcing you to vote anyway. You can do whatever you want. And I think that everybody, though, should hopefully take a step back and realize that this is just a tiny little contest. I mean, it's really no cause to hate anybody. I don't think JDF has done anything to personally insult anybody. His comments, I really don't think were that serious at all. And if they were, if he was serious, if you're going to take those comments seriously, then there's a lot of things that a lot of people have said that people should take seriously. It's just, it's the internet. Not everything translates correctly. And if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, But, I mean, I'd like for somebody then to prove me wrong by going up to JDF and seeing if he's a jerk to you or not. I mean, personally, from what people have said, I don't think he is, but maybe that's just me. So, again, I'm not trying to, say he's the greatest person ever, or I'm not trying to completely hate on him either. I'm just saying people should chill out. And I am a fan of Tommy. I am not a fan, well, I don't want to say I'm not a fan of JDF, but I'm indifferent to JDF. I recognize the stuff that he does for the fandom, that he does come back, he does promote the show, but at the same time, I do get kind of annoyed with him sometimes, But, I'm a fan of Tommy, and if I vote for the Green Ranger or whatever, I don't want people to come to me then and say, why are you voting for him? You suck. That's terrible. How can you promote him? How can you support that? No, I'm just voting for whatever I want to vote for. Although I didn't vote for the Green Ranger, I voted for something else. I don't even remember who he's up against. But I think I might have voted for Black Dino Thunder Ranger or something, so I might have voted for one of the Tommies, but I didn't vote for Green. But it's just a matter of, I think people have to put things in perspective. So hopefully all that made sense. Hopefully my rambling kind of all, came together at the end. I hopefully think my mate, I don't know what I was trying to say. I hopefully was able to get my point across. I think that's kind of what I was trying to say. But anyways, so yeah, that's that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I do have lots more videos on the way. I know I said I was going to do more reviews and stuff. It's just busy with school and everything. But hopefully this weekend I'll be able to record more. I just want to do this little Ranger vlog so I could at least get my thoughts out about that. So that is that. That is Morphin Madness. So go vote if you want to. Don't, but that is Morphin Madness. And personally, I'm over it. So thanks for watching, everybody, and see you guys later.